Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Listen, if you've ever stared down a completely chaotic delivery dock and thought to yourself, man, there has absolutely got to be a better way, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to talk about transforming that manual madness of warehouse deliveries into a totally seamless automated workflow. And we're doing it by mastering the standard receiving process. Okay, let's dive into this and look at the big picture. Imagine walking the floor chronologically, right from the very second a delivery truck bumps the dock all the way through the facility. We'll follow the goods as they flow through document scanning, the physical counting phase, posting the goods receipt, and breaking down the bulk packages until we finally arrive at the IQC gate. It's quite the journey. But, before we get into the how, we really need to establish the why. Why are we doing all this? Well, we're driving toward 4 absolutely crucial automation goals. We want to drastically reduce manual data entry, dramatically improve accuracy and traceability, and gain true real-time visibility. Hitting those 3 targets, that is exactly what unlocks our ultimate prize here, which is enabling one-piece flow automation. So, here is our roadmap for today. We just knocked out the overview and our goals. Next, we'll step through the unloading process, jump into counting and verification, talk about handling those inevitable discrepancies, look at the goods receipt process, and wrap the whole thing up with break bulk and labeling. All right, let's jump right into step 1, the unloading process, which is all about safely moving goods from the delivery truck to the receiving stage. Because a flawless, high-tech, automated system actually starts with the very physical action of how you handle those boxes on the dock. So, watch how this process flows step by step. First, you verify the delivery info, cross-checking the delivery order, the invoice, and the PO. Next, you safely unload the goods without damaging a single box. Then, and here's where the tech really kicks in, the system automatically scans and extracts the OCR data from those documents. Fourth, that data gets instantly uploaded and validated in the system. And finally, you physically move the goods to the receiving storage area. It's a really clean, continuous forward momentum. Moving right along to step 2, counting and verification. This is where we match the physical reality in front of us to our documentation. We've just moved from the loading dock to the counting area, and this is where your operations accuracy is truly put to the test. Let's walk through it. First, you prep by gathering your counters, labels, and scanners. Second, inspect the packaging for any visible damage. Third, you literally physically tally each item. Next, compare those exact numbers directly with your delivery order to make sure it's a perfect match. And finally, enter those results into the system. And hey, quick insider pro tip for you. Always do your counting in a super well-lit area and definitely double-check your high-value items. Okay, but let's talk about handling shortages and discrepancies. What actually happens when the numbers just don't add up? Up until now, everything in our workflow has been absolutely perfect. But we all know the real world throws curveballs, right? So what exactly do you do if that physical count just does not match the paperwork? Well, that brings us to a vital piece of terminology you need to know, the DDR, or Supplier Discrepancy Report. This is a formal system document detailing quantity shortages or physical damage, and it has to be backed up by photo evidence. The absolute golden rule here: never, ever proceed if discrepancies are not resolved. You stop right there. So the crucial point is understanding these 2 very different paths. If you have a confirmed match, fantastic. You just click confirm in the system and smoothly proceed to step 3. But if a discrepancy is found, you absolutely must document the issue and raise that DDR. Because unresolved issues mean those affected goods must immediately be put on hold, slapped with a bold "Do Not Use" label, and moved straight into a designated quarantine area. Let's move to and see how this bills. We are basically bridging the gap from physical reality to digital inventory right now. We just wrapped up the physical verification phase, and now we are stepping into the digital goods receipt phase, transforming those physical boxes on a scale into real-time digital system data. And that brings us perfectly into step 3, goods receipt. This is where we create the system record and update our inventory. Now the pace really picks up here because the system starts doing the heavy lifting for us. First, you review your count results. Second, click confirm to accept. And the very instant you do that, boom, the system automatically generates the goods receipt based on the PO, updating your inventory in literal real time. Finally, you just review those details and communicate completion. Remember, once you hit confirm, that stock is instantly live and available for downstream processing. Which leads us to step 4, break bulk and labeling, prepping items for final storage and IQC. We're shifting our focus to the final preparatory step before the quality inspection gate, where large pallets get broken down into manageable units. Now, a foundational concept you have to understand at this stage is FIFO, or first in, first out. This is simply an inventory rotation method that ensures the oldest items are used or shipped out first. But to actually make this work out on the floor, you have to apply clear labels that show the received date and the lot number to your newly broken down boxes. And this brilliantly illustrates the final break bulk sequence. First, identify the items that actually need to be broken down. Second, open the outer packaging carefully so you maintain product integrity. Third, verify and recount the quantities. Next, firmly apply those crucial FIFO labels, making absolutely sure they are perfectly scannable. And finally, place them right into their designated storage bins. This whole careful sequence ensures everything is perfectly prepped for that final IQC inspection. So that brings us to a final thought I want to leave you with today: the domino effect. What happens downstream if just a single verification step gets skipped? Listen, if you skip a document scan, or maybe you just ignore a minor discrepancy during your physical count, you aren't just saving a few seconds on the dock. You are literally delaying production, you're completely ruining real-time traceability, and you're fundamentally compromising the entire goal of one-piece flow automation. Every single step in this chain absolutely matters. Think about that the next time you're handling a delivery. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.